Don't do that.
I love this.
The colour?
Yeah, love the colour and love the finish. You do it very well. I don't ever get such good finish myself.
They must have got in around the master.
Do you think they're just very well behaved
We just
students?
didn't see them. Yeah, maybe they came from the back.
What is it doing? What is it
Here he's dug up.
So I realized that this vlog would be quite short and there is not much in there, so I decided to have a little sit down and have a quick chat with you about how I spend this Christmas, and let me know how did you spend the Christmas. So write down in comments, how did you spend it, where have you been, have you spent it with your family, with your friends, or even alone maybe, because I had a chance to spend it alone. But basically on 24th, our very lovely friends have invited us over, so we spent a very lovely time with them, chatting, getting to know new people, and we played so much different games. And it's quite weird, but I'm so proud of myself. I had a chance to learn, and actually I now know how to play Uno. Because I'll be honest, I never used to play Uno before, and I did not know how to play it. Like, I've heard about this Uno reverser thing and everything like that, but like I was like, okay, but how do you do that? I have no idea. Now I can do that, and now I enjoy it so much. I know, like, it's a very simple thing, but it was just such a joyful time to spend with my friends. playing different board games and Jenga and that stuff like that. It was such a lovely day, honestly. We actually came back home very late, about 2 in the morning. So we were like, it was past midnight, and somebody was like, oh, it's actually Christmas. Merry Christmas. We were like, oh yay, Merry Christmas. We're still not in bed. But yeah. And then Christmas Day, I must say, if I'm completely honest, Christmas Day was a tough one because just throughout the night we had several bad news that obviously boosted a lot of anxiety in myself, in my family, in everything. And the only good thing we could think about at that point is that, well, at least everyone's alive. So, which is it's still a great thing to have, you know, everyone's alive. But yeah, it was quite a tough one, but again, I was very lucky to have spent it with my friend, and I have messaged her because she was actually waiting me at 1, but I was so late. I came around at about like 2, well, for several reasons, other than the fact that I wanted to get ready a few things to bring over to hers. I also couldn't get up in the morning for quite a while for 2 reasons. First is that we obviously overslept because we came back home at like 2 and I probably fallen asleep at 3. So I was very tired, and on top of that I woke up and I found out about those bad news that we had in our family. So, and I was just trying to kind of like process it and calm myself down and like, yeah, just process it, to be honest. And yeah, and then I spent a day with my friend, who was Kaya, and we had a lovely day as well. We played a very fun game. I love that kind of board games. It's called What Do You Meme? So there was like a photo, like you can find it in memes, and then there will be like a, let's say like a comment that you can find that suits best from the amount of cards that you have for yourself, and just try to match it the best with the photo card that you have presented. And the person that gets it funnier basically wins, and so on. And then yeah, we actually just, do you know what's funny, that this year I didn't really have a chance to watch any Christmas movies, even the holiday. But we have watched, luckily, the Home Alone 2, and after that I decided it's time to go home. And then next day, I find that for many people, Christmas ends on 25th. So 25th, you've celebrated with your family, end of day, cleaning up. 26th, everyone is already quite like getting depressed because Christmas has left us. Hence why also I quite liked starting like Christmas decoration and all this mood in November rather than in December, because it's only 25 days that you have to, you know, prepare and get yourself in the mood and all this magic and everything like that. Why not extend it for longer, you know, at least start it sooner, maybe keep it later. And so basically on 26th, for me it's still Christmas, it's a Boxing Day, and for me we by tradition go for a hunt. And so there is one area near us that we're like, ever since I was a small girl, we would always with my family gather up and go there for a hunt. Basically what it is, well, nowadays it's not a hunt because, you know, it's not very humane to kill animals and stuff like that. So what they do instead, it's actually so funny. Basically it's just a gathering of people, especially horse riders, that particular day in particular place, probably around England, I'm not sure. And we just gather there, first of all, just for a little chat and like, you know, get to know each other and everything like that, if you want to. And then we go to the field waiting for main bit. It's a short one, you know, prior to this you just stand in the cold, but I enjoy it. You get to feel winter, you know, you get to feel that winter, and then you get to, in the end, you feel so much gratitude on coming back home and preparing yourself a warm meal and getting yourself in a warm house, rather than just staying in a warm house and not even understanding how lucky you are that you have a roof on top of yourself and warmth and everything. So it's quite good to get out in the winter from time to time to get that gratitude back. Anyway, and then yeah, so I have showed you a little bit from there. They gather up and they blow like the little horn to commemorate that they start in a hunt. And so the horse riders all gather up. They basically ride following the hounds, because so the hounds, they bring them right at the very beginning of the hunt, rather than when the gathering is still happening. And so basically later they jump over the jumping thingy. You will see that. But so I said it's not really a hunt anymore. Why is that? Because what they do, well, at least what they used to do, now I'm not sure they're even doing that, although I don't know, it depends on the hounds. So before, I remember, it used to be just like a guy with a sack of fox poo, just dragging it behind himself, making a trail for the hounds, for the dogs. And dogs will follow the smell, so they would just go by the trail. So there was no actual hunting. They never had the guns or anything like that. So, but it's still funny to see how many animal activists there are coming up there. It's not too many, but like it's still now. Now I take it like as a new fun bit throughout this tradition, because well, years ago there was none of the animal activists. Now there are, but the thing is that like, none of the animals during that hunt is harmed. Like, they're all doing very well. Nobody's been hunted except for a chap who's dragging a sack of poo. But he's like running, like not even running. I think he's like on a car, or maybe even walking, I'm not sure. Just making that trail. Take it away, leave it, gone. That's it. His job is just to make the trail. In fact, so what I have seen this year, I think they didn't even go for a full trail. Oh, that was my cat jumping off her thingy. So I think what they've done this year, they just did the show, jump over the thingy, and then they went into the neighboring field, and I think they were just kind of stopped there and came back, but we were already like leaving. But it was a very good fun. And then after that we decided to come back home, have a quick meal, prepare some mulled wine, and we went to Cornwall to our friends, and we spent such a lovely time because we haven't met them in quite a while. We actually, because they live quite far away, we don't get to see them very often. But yeah, we spent a very lovely day there, getting ready to the wedding, and I will be one of the bridesmaids. So happy. But yeah, we had lovely chats, lovely walks. We went to Petstone, I think, for a walk around. It was already dark, but it was still nevertheless very lovely, and we spent a lot of time chatting in one of the restaurants. I think they were like the stuff, they were praying for us to go already, but we were like chatting and chatting. But yeah, it was a good time. I really miss them, and it was a great time. We get to know like what's up right now, and yeah. Well, and on that note, I think I'll say finally once more, one last time this year, Merry Christmas. But I'll also add Happy New Year, because the New Year celebration is coming, and I advise you to also make a lot of effort to celebrate it, not just for the sake of effort, but for the sake of having fun. That's the most important. And I have to show you my new socks. That's the Grinch socks from McDonald's. Bye.